opportunities where he has struggled against the Chiefs and against the Steelers last year. And the thing about the Steelers defense is they're going to show you something. If you're going to
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Parlay with Awthentik and The Beard. This is your first time joining us. Welcome. What we do here every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is go over all of your last-minute fantasy football advice, questions, and your NFL betting questions. We'll go over the spread, the over, the under, sleepers, bust, must plays, anything and everything you could think of. We do it right here for every single game. If you have any questions at any point in time, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Shout out to everybody who's watching us on Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, and YouTube. Let me bring in the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr. Awthentik.
Hey, we gotta give him some of these. Hey, what's cracking, y'all? Man, good week for the kid, man. I've been cooking up a lot of beats this week, man. Been real productive, man, and pretty slow in the studio as far as mixing and stuff like that, man. So I'm just ready for some football, man. Put on my coach's shirt today and just watch some games, enjoy the games. You know, Washington's off, and my Giants are playing Monday night against the Bucks. We hoping for a miracle in that game. So yeah, everything's looking good though.
What are you gonna tell them about that crazy dope verse you dropped too?
Oh yeah, I did release a verse. So man, I was watching Joe Budden podcast. That was yesterday, and they played a record by Omarion, and I was like, wow, this is like absolute flames. And as soon as I heard it, I thought it was Anderson .Paak. Come to find out, Anderson .Paak did write the record, and did an official remix, dropped it day of, just inspired by it, dropped a verse, man. So yeah, you can check my Twitter out or my Bandcamp page, authentic.bandcamp.com, if you want to check that out, man. Something smooth, kind of like a ladies vibe for this one, you know what I'm saying?
So I'm going to say a couple of quick shout-outs to everybody in the chat, and then we're going to get this party started. Shout out to my man Eric, the OBX picker, first in the building. What's going on, brother? Hope all is well. Sunday S. Hello, guys, and everyone. Welcome.
Hey, Sunday is a regular now. That's what's up, man. Salute.
Yeah, gotta love it. Shout out PJ. What's good, PJ? How you doing, brother?
What's up, bro?
Thank you for joining us. My man Kyle. We got a couple of Texans fans in the building. What's going on, Kyle? How you doing?
PJ here to get that inside scoop for the fantasy so he can stay out front.
Yeah, he's I think we're all tied for first place. Me, him, and Pat, I think, are all tied in that division for first place. So
yeah, I think you might be slicing it, but
I'm pretty sure.
Try to lump yourself in with them winners.
No, I'm 4-3. I think PJ 4-3 too.
Yeah,
so we're gonna see. And shout out to Lucas. So Lucas connected us with a dope website. So I'm going to give a quick shout out to them. BetOpenly.com. So they sent us some dope socks. You can see that. It says BetOpenly.com. So we're waiting on some hats coming next. So what this website is actually super interesting. It's a really dope concept. So what they do is it allows you to do peer versus peer betting. So like if I wanted to make a bet with Awthentik, I upload my bet, whatever I want it to be. I make my own odds, my own lines, any sort of like over under spread, anything like that. And then he accepts it. There is no house. So all they do is take 1% juice. So 1% of whatever the total is of the bet, they take. Everything else goes to the winner of the bet. And you get paid like immediately after the wager's over. So it's a really dope concept. And we're super stoked that they're like, checking out our podcast and they sent us some socks. I'm going to put these good luck socks on. Hopefully I can win some DraftKings.
You might have to frame them joints when we win that SB, man. That's the
right?
first merch that's been sent over to Awthentik and The Beard, man. So shout out to betopenly.com, man.
Yeah, betopenly.com. So make sure you guys check them out. I know Lucas is a big fan of that website, and he put me on, so I definitely wanted to give a big shout out to Lucas and shout out to all the people at betopenly.com. Benny is checking in all the way from, I'm not going to try it. I'm going to let Awthentik say it.
Oh, for real? Bahrain,
yeah. So he's on assignment, so appreciate you checking in. Thanks for showing all the love.
That's gangster, Benny. That's gangster.
We got our first question. Starts Dallas Goedert, Malcolm Brown, Scotty Miller, or Darius Slayton?
Ooh,
Tough one.
Man, I'll go Scotty Miller in this one. I think him and Darius Slayton both could maybe have a big day, but Scotty Miller's coming off of a 21-point game in PFF leagues, or I'm sorry, PPR, not PPF. Sorry about that. So I'd go Scotty Miller, yeah, man. And I have him on my bench. I actually just scooped up AB so I could kind of see which one of them gets more PT when AB comes back. But I like Scotty Miller. He's been a little underwhelming because I thought he was going to be like Tom Brady's, like, Wes Welker kind of vibe, and it never really quite panned out to be that. But what we're seeing is down the field, he's becoming a threat for sure.
It's tough. I mean, Dallas Goedert to me, so if there was no injury question, I would definitely go with Dallas Goedert because everybody knows that's Carson Wentz, go-to, his security blanket. I am a little wary of him coming off the injury, but that being said, I think I still might go Dallas Goedert just because I feel like he has that connection. It's kind of crazy. So that's where I would go.
Hey, supposedly I enunciated that perfectly for Benny.
See, that's why I threw it to you,
I don't even remember
man.
how I said it. I tried to say it like an old Haitian OG.
G-Man says, can't wait to see Justin Fields in Big Blue next season. Justin Fields has 6 touchdowns in his first 2 games and 7 incompletions. So he's definitely on fire. We're going to see. I know y'all see I'm rocking my Notre Dame today. You probably going to see me in Notre Dame all week, every episode, because this is the biggest game of the season for us coming up on Saturday. We're playing Clemson without Trevor Lawrence, so I'm kind of upset.
I told you, take him how you could get him,
You told
man.
me to take him how I get him, you know what I'm saying? But it's always a good measuring stick because if you guys know, I'm a hardcore Notre Dame fan. And every time Notre Dame gets in a big game, I get super excited and then get super let down. I mean, I remember watching one of those college football playoff games here in the living room, and it was a mollywhopping. I think that was either against Alabama. I can't remember who it was, but it was bad. First half bad. I was done. So it was crazy. Shout out Cernock. Checking in. Another Texans fan in the building.
What
Appreciate
up, Cernock?
the love,
What up?
as always. Jim Bob, Steelers fans are in the house. What's going on, brother?
Steelers looking good, man. It's good to be a Steelers fan right now.
I'm excited to see that game for sure, man. I really am. Cernock also says that they're going to be blowing up the Texans, leaving Watson with nothing. Yeah, I know a lot of people have been talking about Will Fuller on the move, so it's going to be interesting to see where he goes. It's kind of crazy. That's
a scary situation, man.
And then we got the pastors in the building. Pastor Ray Pittman, Etherizer.
Oh, Pastor Ray is from
Giants guy, right?
From Entertainers chats. He be up in there, man. Shout out Pastor Ray, man. We was going back and forth on a couple things. I think that was last week. Yes,
looking forward to the Tua start. I think a lot of us are really. I mean, I'm definitely running Tua in one team for sure. So I'm gonna see.
Not yet, guy. I need some sample. I need some sample.
Oh, man. What's going on, Lax? Thanks for checking in. And David, what's good, brother? How you doing?
What's up, David? How you doing,
David's got a question. Keenan Allen
or
Allen Robinson? Keenan Allen, 100%.
100%
no
Keenan
questions
Allen.
asked.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert is feeding him the rock, and that's a good thing. And they're playing in Denver, thin air, so it's going to be kind of crazy. We're going to see. We're going to see. Lucas says he's got his Tua jersey on today.
Hey, get it.
That's dope. He's
number one,
in
right?
Person.
I think he's number one.
I think so.
That's a fire number to have.
It sure is.
Yeah, but you a target when you wear that number 1. I talked about that last year on the podcast. When in college, especially, if you wear that number 1 and you on that punt return, you might take one to the house, man.
Yo, it's crazy, crazy, crazy. So thank you guys once again, as always, for joining us for the parlay. We are going to start running through these games. Remember that if anybody has any questions at any point in time, just drop them in the chat, and we will do our best to get to them as soon as possible. If you're watching on Facebook, come join us on YouTube if you want to get some of those questions in, and we'll be happy to answer them for you. All right. You ready to rock and roll, Awthentik?
Let's get it, man. I think my games are a little bit out of order, but yeah. We're going to manage. I got a lot of notes, man. I got a lot of notes today. I was late.
I love it when Awthentik got notes, man.
I'm going to bring something to the table today for real.
That's what I'm talking about. So y'all going to get some crazy information because, you know, most of the time, Awthentik speaks reason and I speak crazy. So we're a good balance to each other, and it provides entertainment and information, which is what we are here for the fans. All right. First game we are going to hit today is going to be the Indianapolis Colts, who are 4-2. They are 3-point favorites at the Detroit Lions, who are 3-3. The over-under is 49.5. Kickoff is Sunday at 1 p.m. Awthentik, what you like about the game?
I like the Colts going into this game, first off. But Jonathan Taylor, I think, is who you want to start in this game. Coming off the bye, you know, as a rookie, I feel like they're going to prepare him. He's going to get a lot more carries. And Lions defense is allowing 4.79 yards per carry to running back. So I just think that this is a game where he's poised to break out, have a big game. And the Colts defense, I do think that the Colts defense, you know, struggles against running backs, especially in the pass game. They've allowed 17 receptions to opposing running backs in the last couple weeks. I keep an eye on that. What else we got here? 18.7 points per game to running backs, though. That's kind of sketchy, but only allowing 3.48 yards per carry. So I like the Colts defense a bit in this game, but I really, really, really like Jonathan Taylor. I might have said Jonathan Stewart there in the beginning. And I'll take the Colts in this game. And they'll cover that 3, the 49.5. I don't think we're going to get there.
So I got a question for Awthentik and then everybody in the chat. So T.Y. Hilton has not had a 100-yard game receiving in 17 straight games.
That boy cooked, man. He's cooked. It's a wrap for him, I think.
So if you think that the streak of T.Y. Hilton's not getting 100-yard games ends today, put a 1 in the chat.
Put a 100. Put a 100.
What do you think, Awthentik? You think T.Y. gets over 100?
Hell no.
100? Nope.
Nah, man. I mean, Phillip Rivers actually just played some of his best football last week, and he's still pretty much struggling. I mean, and I just think with an older guy like that, T.Y. Hilton's a big play kind of guy who gets him down the field. You know, he was killing people from the slot early on in his career with that seam route. And I just think Phillip Rivers, that's not one of his strengths really right now. And I think that's why the Chargers actually moved on. Arm strength was probably, and I hate to say that about older quarterbacks. I remember when people were saying that about Eli, I was like, y'all tripping. I mean, he's throwing the ball just as far as he was throwing it. But I do think with Phillip Rivers, he got that funny release, you know what I'm saying? So it looked like he's just aging out there. I think T.Y. Hilton, I don't think he'll get to 100, man. And I want to say we talked about that stat like
a while ago,
either week 1 or like maybe last year. We talked about that stat, and it was like 15 games or something at the time. And to see that he still hasn't gotten off that, you know, and got a 100-yard game is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm right pretty much with you about, you know, players in this game. I think Jonathan Taylor has proven to be a great back so far. I think he is Marlon Mack caught that injury, unfortunately, but I think Jonathan Taylor is definitely the running back of the future for the Indianapolis Colts. They are getting Michael Pittman Jr. back this week, too, who's been out for a while now with the injury. So that'll be interesting to see if that opens up some of the passing game a little bit. They have been hurt really bad at the tight end, at the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
But speaking of the tight end position, a couple weeks ago, I talked about Trey Burton. I was big on Mo Alley Cox, but Mo Alley Cox has been hurt. So I think Trey Burton is another name to look out for. He's definitely dirt cheap right now on DraftKings, so that might be a play for sure.
Don't forget Kenny Galladay in this game too.
Yep.
He's coming off back-to-back 100-yard games too. So I think he's a definite starter for this game until he proves that he can't, put up the 100 yards.
And his name has been all over the place as far as trades go. So it'll be, to me, it's always interesting to see how players perform. Because no matter how you try to tune it out, you see that stuff where your name's in the headlines, with a trade talk and this and that, especially right now during COVID when it's like you go to the facility and then you go home. That's it. You got to be on the NFL. You got to be playing 2K or something to, keep you away from all that,
Mm-hmm.
So, But Kenny Galladay is definitely somebody to look out for too. And DeAndre Swift is finally starting to like come around as far as the volume goes. He scored 3 touchdowns in his last 2 weeks, I believe. So he's definitely somebody to keep an eye on for sure. Also, I think this game is going to actually be a surprisingly good game. I think it's a good matchup between two like middle of the road teams.
Colts remind me of how we were talking about the Carolina Panthers, like just very hard to pick their games. You know, it's like sometimes they come out, ball out, other times they're flat. And I think it was very difficult for me to pick that Carolina game. Was that Thursday night against the Falcons?
Yeah,
I couldn't decide. And even with the terrible game from Matt Ryan, they still couldn't end up winning that game. Colts remind me of that vibe a bit.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take the Lions to cover. I think this is going to be maybe like a 1-point game. So I'm going to take the Lions +3, and I'm going to take the over also on 49.5. So that's where we're at for game number 1.
A little opposite on that one. I like that. We'll see how that one goes. We really got to start keeping track of these, man. I'm going to go back and we'll tally them up.
Yeah, we'll do that today. We need like somebody in like, in the courtrooms who'll be writing down. Yeah, we need somebody here on the couch doing that for us.
Straight up. We're
gonna need an email on the recap right after we're finished. So
Awthentik and The Beard is hiring entry-level positions. Minimum wage. It's like that.
So next up on the slate, this is going to be an interesting game. It's the Minnesota Vikings, who are 1-5 at the Green Bay Packers, who are 5-1. The Packers are 6-point favorites. The over/under is 50. This kicks off at 1:00. There's a lot of talk, not just in this game, but in a lot of games on the slate today, of wind issues. So there's a lot of games where there might be some wind impact. And, typically you're like, all right, rain, snow, that sort of stuff doesn't really matter unless it's like crazy. But with wind plays a role. Most of the people that I listen to who are talking about this said as soon as it starts to get over 15 miles an hour, that's when, it gets a little sketch. And I believe this game, they're expecting gusts upwards of 40 to 50 miles per hour.
An hour. I love that. I think on the first one you said hour. I was about to be like, wait a minute. Did he say hour? I ain't never heard that boy say hour. Hey, I always make fun of Entertainer too. Entertainer be like, when he says huge, he be like, huge.
A lot of people do that.
My boy from Michigan, Damon, who actually was his birthday yesterday, man. Shout out to Damon. Happy birthday. Got a birthday on Halloween, man.
Got the dope
food truck, man. He's killing it out Hawaii, man. He's killing it.
He's getting a lot of love, man. Look, Tommy always makes fun of me for saying this too. Ben said that.
Yeah. That's some Mo County vibes right there. When you hear that, man, I've been said that.
Yeah, see, and then there goes Lucas is telling you, like, I think the wind is starting to become more of a certainty. They've moved that over/under down to 48, and it was at 50 literally like an hour and a half ago. So it's the wind is definitely going to be a factor for sure.
Bluegrass, what up?
Make sure you do not have a kicker in that game. Facts. What's going on, Anthony? Thank you for joining us. Oh, shout out to my man Marcus. The Sumo Thrift is in the building.
Hey, what
down
up, Marcus?
there in Texas. What's good, brother? How you doing? So, now I'm super sketched out about this game because Davante Adams is somebody who has just been destroying fantasy.
Yeah.
I was telling Awthentik before we went on air today that there's been 4 times this season a wide receiver has gotten 40 fantasy points or more. Of those 4 times, Davante Adams has done it twice. And he did it last week. Last week, he was killing it. It was insane. So, now you might not see that today.
I meant to ask you who were the other 2. Do you remember who the other 2 were?
No, I didn't say. I just saw that it was him 40. For sure. It was crazy. Tommy says the best show that I don't understand a thing that they're talking about. Yep. And
what up, Tommy?
Aaron Jones is also out again. So, look for Jamal Williams to catch Jamal Williams to catch a lot of, run here in the game. I was thinking that they was going to, give A.J. Dillon some burn last week, but they sure did not. So But you might actually see it this week because they might try and run the ball a lot with that win situation, Dalvin Cook is back from Minnesota, so that's going to be interesting. He's probably going to carry a lot of the load for them.
Yeah, and Packers defense, I was looking this up too. They're allowing the most fantasy points per game to running backs. And Jamal Williams, too, coming off a game, 113 total yards and a touchdown. I think they might actually give him a higher work rate this game, possibly.
Yeah, so we got some reports on the ground from David that it's definitely super MF windy. For
sure. Chicago know all about that.
Yeah, so, I mean, do they get to – if there was no wind implications in this matchup, there's no question about it, I would be taking the over. Now, Minnesota is pretty bad, and Green Bay is pretty good.
Yeah, and Minnesota, man, like, they haven't thrown the ball that well. Well, I would say consistently. They came into this year more of a running style offense. I felt like that team was built perfectly to run the ball before Dalvin Cook went down. And 50 just seems, man, 50 is up there, man.
Yeah.
I kind of see a blowout in this game. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, and I think it's just going to be a lot of running for sure. It's kind of crazy. So quick question. Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, Stephon Diggs, Myles Gaskin, Chase Claypool. You have to sit two of these.
Okay, I'm definitely sitting Stephon Diggs.
Mike Evans already played.
Did he?
Yeah, he played on Thursday night.
Nah, they're playing Monday night. They're playing Monday night. But Stephon Diggs, I'm sitting in because they're going up against the Patriots. And Bill Belichick is great at taking away your best weapon in the passing game. So I would sit Stephon Diggs. And it's
going to be super windy there too, I think.
Chase Claypool's an interesting one too because they going up against the Ravens. That's going to be that could be a major defensive battle where you see a very low scoring game too. But at the same time, both those offenses are powerful. So I don't know. Chase Claypool's kind of a toss up for me too, but definitely Stephon Diggs. Keenan Allen is a must start. I'm gonna go Stephon Diggs. I'll go Stephon Diggs and Mike Evans.
I'm right there, 100%. Exact two that I would sit also for sure. Tommy says, one day I'll make enough money to be able to afford an authentic intro.
Man, that's $3.99 for you, bro. Come on. Just holler at me, man. Reach out. I'll hook you up. No problem. Trust.
So, I mean,
what's the saying? One hand washes the other.
Yeah, something like that. You don't look at me for sayings. I might get a little crazy and mess that up for sure.
Yeah.
Ah, man, this game's gonna be tough. I mean, I definitely gonna take Green Bay minus a 6. I love a 6-point favorite. Just it makes it a little bit easier for me. I'm gonna take the under though. I don't think they get. If it's at 50, I'm gonna take the under at 50 for sure.
I'm right in line with you, man. I'm right there with you, bro.
And then as far as fantasy goes, if you think that the win's not an issue, then there's definitely plays all over here. But Jamal Williams is gonna be somebody that you definitely want to plug in no matter what the weather is. I think he's gonna get a bulk of the action. Dalvin Cook is back, so we'll see how he is health-wise. They say he's good and he's going to get a full workload, but we're going to have to wait.
With that style of running back, you can't bring that guy back early. Dalvin Cook takes a lot of hits. I mean, that same style is like a Derrick Henry. They wouldn't play a guy like that, I feel like, if he was banged up and couldn't take the hits. So I think he's a must-start this week. He's proven what he can do.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's definitely going to be an interesting
Justin
game.
Jefferson, man. Can't forget about him on the other side of the ball, too, man. 9 catches, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns last week against the Falcons. We know the Falcons' pass defense is straight garbaggio, but, I mean, Justin Jefferson is, candidate of Rookie of the Year. I definitely like what he's doing. I know a lot of these teams that passed up on him are thinking they should have picked him up. So, but I think the Packers are going to control the game. That makes it interesting for him to see how many targets he'll get. But, you could get them Dak Prescott, late BS kind of points and, throwing the ball, trying to come back and keep the score respectable, and maybe Justin Jefferson gets a lot of catches.
And Green Bay might get you some Kirk Cousins turnovers too, especially if it's windy, because
that's facts.
Kirk Cousins has been known to turn the ball over some.
Kirk Cousins haven't played that well this year, man.
Nah,
1 or 2 good games.
Not at all. Next up on the Sliz 8, the New England Patriots 2-4, the Buffalo Bills 5-2. The Buffalo Bills are 4-point favorites. The over-under is a low 41. Kickoffs at 1 o'clock. Authentic, what you got?
Got some production. I'm handling it here first. But okay, so Patriots at Buffalo Bills. I don't like Cam Newton in this game right off the bat. Cam Newton, you got the rookie, or not rookie, second year, I want to say, N'Keal Harry.
Yeah, second year.
He's out. You got what's my man? Edelman's out. Who's Cam gonna throw the ball to?
What's his name?
Bill Belichick.
Jacoby.
A lot of throwaways.
Jacoby Harris.
That's gonna be interesting, man.
Jacoby something. And they ain't got no running backs neither.
They really don't have no running backs.
They
either.
don't got nobody. What? I don't know what. Like, they are hurt. Like, it's not even just injuries. Just like all the people we talked about it the other day. All the people that sat out for Corona. You know, just like there's no weapons. There's nothing.
This game could be really ugly. I like the Patriots defense in this game too, because on the other side of the ball, the Bills haven't been running the ball that great either. I mean, Devin Singletary's kind of like not taking over that main role. There was that kid that was hurt. What's his name here? Zach Moss. You know, who's coming back, and if he could show anything, he's going to take that job. You know, and Allen's been struggling a little bit there too, but he did play some tough games. This could be one of those bounce back games for him, but like I said when somebody asked about Diggs earlier, you know, Bill Belichick's going to shut down Stephon Diggs, and I think next in line is Allen. He's going to try to shut him down. All the quarterback running, we're going to try to limit that, I imagine. I'd stay away from this game. I think this game is kind of ugly, and fantasy-wise, I mean, I'd stay away from it unless you're going to pick one of these teams' defenses. I think the Bills' defense or the Patriots' defense could excel in this game. Yeah,
I'm running the Bills' defense on some of my season-long fantasy teams. So I'm right there with you. It's just, I mean, in reality, there is some very cheap options at wide receiver for, you know, the Patriots. That's definitely an option. I mean, but it's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. There's going to be some rain probably. So I'm watching Cam Newton dribble the football through his legs right now. Like bouncing it on the turf through his legs. That's insane. So, yeah, I'm staying away from this game pretty much. But if I have to pick, I'm going to take Buffalo minus the 4. 41, I'm going to take the under. That sounds crazy to say, but I'm going to take the under. I just think that this is going to be a really low-scoring game, a lot of punting. That's where I'm at.
Give me the Patriots in this game, man.
Really? You're going to take them to cover?
I'm going to take the Patriots. I'm going to take them to win this game.
Really?
Yeah, I think the Patriots will win this game.
Woo!
I just think the defenses versus the quarterback. I think that's where it's going to win. And I like the Patriots defense against the Bills more than I like the Bills defense against the Patriots. So I'm going to take the Patriots, and I think we're going to get over 40.5.
I mean, you're stepping out for sure.
I am, man. I just think Cam Newton, man, he's in that kind of like show me week. If you look at the press conference that he did last week, he came out and he said, man, I know if I continue to play like this, then these days will be numbered and I won't have a job myself. So I think he knows he's playing for his football life at this moment. He's probably going to try to do anything he can to win this game, and it wouldn't surprise me if he got hurt. I ain't going to lie.
I mean, if you put in Hoyer or Stidman in with this,
knock on some wood, you know, because I don't want the man to get hurt. I want Cam Newton to have a good year this year, you know.
If you put in Stidman or Hoyer with those lackluster, you know, tools around him, like, that's going to be 10 times worse than Cam Newton.
Man, I don't think we see Hoyer maybe ever again. I really don't. He looked terrible. It's like for a guy who's been in that system for that long, when he did get to play this year, he looked awful. He was taking sacks on third down when they were in field goal range multiple times. I'm like, yo, he's done. And the Stidman kid, I mean, when he has played, hasn't looked great. But I do put him in that realm of quarterbacks where he does pass the eye test. He looks like he has, you know, all the intangibles to get it done. He's just not getting it done. I want to say, what's he in the second year?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, he needs to see the field soon. Not having the preseason this year hurt everybody. That could have really helped him out this year, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but no excuses. Next man up,
Facts.
if need be. So the next game, now this game right here to me is one of the most important games on the slate. Tennessee Titans 5-1 coming off their first loss are 7-point underdogs. Favorites at the Cincinnati Bengals. The over-under is 51. This game kicks off at 1:00. There might be some sort of wind implications in this game as well, but shouldn't be as bad as some of the other games. I mean, look, Cincinnati Bengals, I think, are a lot better than that 5-1 record.
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think if you're looking with your offensive eye, yeah. But their defense is bad. That defense just allows 668 yards and 8 touchdowns to Baker Mayfield and Phillip Rivers. Think about that.
And you know, what's unfortunate is that their defense had been one of their stronger suits over the last couple of years of being really bad. And then they just traded away one of their best defensive players. They traded Carlos Dunlap to the Seahawks. So, I mean, look, in daily fantasy football, you can ride Derrick Henry if you want, but he is expensive. And he's probably going to be owned by a lot of people. But he can only go off for that 90-yard touchdown run at any point in time. So Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Mark Ingram are all inactive. Dalvin Cook is active. I'm going to go. That's the first update so far. So I'll give you guys a more detailed update in a couple of minutes once I get all the games in. And this other thing. So Tannehill has been playing lights out football, really. Now, as far as the betting goes, if you really look at Tennessee's games, right, they've all their wins have been one possession games. Some of them, like, I believe 1 point, 3 points. The only game where they didn't win by one possession that they've won was against Buffalo, and that was when they had like a 3-week prep because they had all those games that, everything had to get rescheduled because of the coronavirus outbreak that they had. So their games are really close, and then they lost to Pittsburgh. So it's like, and now as far as fantasy goes, I'm a big Joe Burrow guy. If you've been watching this show since the beginning of the season, I'm always talking about Joe Burrow. I drafted Joe Burrow.
Love Joe Burrow.
I drafted Joe Burrow in my fantasy football team, and I mean, he's been doing great. Last week, he gave me like 30, 40 points, took me to victory in a couple of leagues. And you was telling
me about that statistic too, how he's throwing more than any other quarterback in the NFL.
No quarterback in the NFL averages more drop backs per game than Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow is dropping back. And this is a thing a lot of people don't realize too. He's good for a good 30 yards rushing and maybe a rushing touchdown every game too. He's no Lamar Jackson he's no Daniel Jones. but he is got a little bit of upside for you as far as
he's taking a lot of hits though too. That I think that
their offensive line is bad.
You want to try to emulate Tom Brady's game last week. It was 46 dropbacks, one quarterback hit.
It's insane. Brady just gets rid of that ball so fast.
It's ridiculous. And Joe Burrow needs to take a page out of that book. I've seen him get sacked where he's holding the ball in the pocket and not, tackles are letting the pressure kind of go by the sides of him, and he kind of forgets they're behind him, and he's just looking down the field and just getting popped.
And another thing is, too, is that the Titans, surprisingly, their defense is not that good against the pass. I want to say that they have one of the worst rated secondaries according to PPF. Is it PFF or PFF?
PFF, yeah.
PFF.
You heard me earlier. Yeah. I was like PPG, PPF, PPR, man.
OPP?
Boy, fantasy football starting to turn into a job.
Yeah, it's crazy. So Jimmy says the Titans are the poster boys for what it means to have a good coach. Vrabel knows how to use Henry and the other coaches haven't. They have a mediocre at best roster that are in every game they are in.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jimmy. That's definitely a good point. And I think we can't overlook chemistry either, man. That team seems to just gel well. It's like the roster talent doesn't look like it's flying off the charts, but they all play well together. Their wide receiver core seems like one of the worst. Like they don't seem like. I mean, A.J. Brown been balling. Don't get me wrong, especially before he got there. That wide receiver core was looking crazy. But Corey Davis and I'm never sold on their wide receivers.
Do you know who their third wide receiver is?
Not a clue. Humphreys, maybe.
Humphreys,
there you go. Yeah, Humphreys from which he was pretty decent when he was in the Bucs system, but over there, I mean, he hasn't really shined that well. I haven't heard people talking about him in fantasy really.
Not at all. So I look. I mean, there's a ton of football fantasy plays in this game. I constructed lineups stacking using both teams. So I definitely did a stack with Tannehill at quarterback, A.J. Brown at wide receiver, Jonnu Smith at tight end, and then brought it back with T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. So I did a really big stack on that one lineup. And in the other lineup, I went Joe Burrow, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, brought it back with either A.J. Brown or Jonnu Smith. So, I just think that this is going to be a pretty fun game to watch, football-wise, especially fantasy-wise. So, me personally, I'm taking the Bengals +7, and I'm taking the over at 51.
Give me the Titans in this one. They'll cover, and I'll take the under. T. Higgins has quietly really been impressive this year. I know as far as rookies go, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb definitely been getting most of the limelight. But in his last 4 games here, he's got 19 receptions, 335 yards, and a touchdown. I think this might be the week though to maybe sit him. and just see what he does this week, because I think this is a real pivotal week for him. Tennessee Titans defense isn't that great, but if he could ball out, then you could use him as a starter, I feel like, in your fantasy moving forward.
Oh, my bad. It's pronounced Janu Smith. Got you.
Is it Janu?
What I've been saying this whole time? Janu?
Janu. Mike Swan let him go and released him in our league recently.
Really?
2 bad games. He got scared and let him go. I don't think that was a good move.
Yeah. I mean, tight ends are rough. Look, if you don't have George Kittle, Travis Kelce,
that reminds me.
Darren Waller, then it's a crapshoot every week.
That definitely reminds me. I'm taking Evan Ingram out of my lineup here, y'all. He's out of here.
Yo, I seen him on the waiver wire in a couple of my leagues.
Yeah.
What's going on, Chris Senor? How you doing, brother?
Chris Senor in the building. What's up, fam?
So we're opposite. We are completely opposite. I took the Bengals +7 and the over. Authentic takes Titans -7 and the under. Another interesting game here. This has got a lot of implications here as well, and you might have some wind issues here again. Where is Glock 30 when you need him? I need a weather update, Glock 30 for Cleveland. So the Las Vegas Raiders are 3-3 at the Cleveland Browns, who are a surprisingly 5-2. The Browns are 2.5-point favorites. The over-under is 49.5. The kickoff is at Sunday today, 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Authentic, what you like in this game?
Man, I got to make sugure to set that fantasy lineup before
don't worry,
it hits the time. I like Derek Carr in this game for sure. And I also like Henry Ruggs coming back. Now, this is the thing about Derek Carr. When Henry Ruggs is in the game, Henry Ruggs doesn't get like crazy statistics like that right now while he's healthy with Derek Carr, but it opens up things for all the other wide receivers.
Facts.
So in the last 2 games with Ruggs, Derek Carr has 631 yards and 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Lights out. So, I mean, granted, Henry Ruggs might not get a lot of deep threats, in this game, but I do think it might open up things for other wide receivers. So if you're struggling at wide receiver, maybe scoop somebody up. I was going to say Oakland from Las Vegas. I also like Kareem Hunt in this game. I think Kareem Hunt, definitely a bona fide number 1 running back sitting at the backup position over there in Cleveland. And Nick Chubb's been out the lineup. So, I mean, he should get a lot of carries in this game. And then third, I think the wide receiver position for the Cleveland Browns, you were talking about the other Higgins,
Rashard Higgins,
who balled out, came in for Odell Beckham, who's now out for the year, and Jarvis Landry. I don't know if I would start any of these guys, but the Raiders are ranked 22nd against the pass or against wide receivers in fantasy in PPR leagues. So that's something to think about there. Maybe Jarvis Landry could go off, maybe Higgins could go off, and I would stay away from Josh Jacobs in this game.
Like says, Evan Ingram should be on the waiver wire.
Facts. He might need a new profession, man. It's time for him to figure it out.
This is definitely an interesting game as far as fantasy goes. The truth of the matter is Kareem Hunt. I think this is the game where you see Kareem Hunt do like put up one of those crazy numbers where it's like 10 catches, close to 100 yards receiving, close to 100 yards rushing, a couple touchdowns.
That's an old Saquon Barkley day. Man, I missed the kid.
That's exactly where I like the range I'm looking at. So I think Kareem Hunt has a monster game today. What's kind of unfortunate is Josh Jacobs' play since week 1 has just not been there, and I know the kid's
2.96 yards per carry.
Yeah, I know the kid
that's
is
in his
good.
last 3 games. 48 attempts for 142 yards.
Yeah, their offensive line is banged up in Oakland for sure. A lot of people like, Lucas said it right here. He's stacking David Carr, Waller
is fantastic,
and Kareem Hunt bringing it back. I like that stack for sure.
Maybe the best fantasy tight end in the league right now. He's balling out.
I like Higgins. I like Higgins, Rashard Higgins for Cleveland. Every time he's got an opportunity to play with Baker Mayfield, he has shown up and played extremely well. And he's dirt cheap. And the rookie tight end for the Browns too, who had 2 touchdowns last week, Harrison Bryant. He might be a nice little sleeper pick too. I think Austin Hooper's out again still. With
Rashard Higgins caught every one of his targets last week. 6 for 6 for 110 yards.
Yeah. And he had a touchdown too, or no?
I don't think he had. I don't have in my notes he had a touchdown, but he might have.
Yeah. So Kareem Hunt's probably your number 1 go-to guy here in this game. Waller for sure. So this is going to be a high-scoring affair, I think. definitely.
Another note on Kareem Hunt too is the Raiders are allowing the third most points to running backs too, so he might go off today. Like you said, man, he might have one of them Saquon days for real.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is Jimmy from Old School Flips brings up a good point about Myles Garrett, who is just absolutely slaying this year in the sack department.
Yeah.
The Raiders just got back, I think, their starting left tackle. So it'll be an interesting matchup to see how they go against each other. If Garrett can win that matchup, then it's a whole new ball game. Shout out Tracy. Tracy's in the building.
What up, Tracy? I joined their chat a couple weeks back, man. Their lives are dope, man. Definitely a good time.
Yeah,
over there.
Tommy and Tracy put on a good, nice show.
Yeah.
So definitely check them out. So all right. When it comes to picking a game,
it's still 2.5, right?
It's 2.5. Yeah,
definitely taking that over.
Yeah, definitely taking the over. Do you think Cleveland? I have a sneaky suspicion about. Oh, he is out. I thought he was back this week. I have a sneaking suspicion that Vegas is going to get into this game. But I don't know. It's in Cleveland. I'm going to take. I think Kareem Hunt wins this game single-handedly for the Browns. So I'm going to take the Browns -2.5, and I'm going to take the over.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm going to take the Browns 2.5 and 49. We should be able to get there. Raiders have played a lot of games where they put up a lot of points. I mean, and their defense is not fantastic. So, yeah, I'm with you on that.
Shout out Joe Deals. Joe Deals put me on to a dope Chicago Bears podcast earlier this week. So,
I still got to check out their stuff.
Yeah, check that out. It's definitely a dope podcast. Lucas says the line has moved to 1.5 now.
Ooh.
I know, man. I'm telling you, a lot of people probably.
Moving.
Yeah, it gets crazy this time right now, right before these kickoff games. All right, I'm gonna pull up this active inactive list really quick, see if there's anything else we need to know about. So yes, you do have Mark Ingram is out, so Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins are going to be going back and forth. Buffalo Bills, A.J. Espinosa on the defensive line is out. Bengals, no Joe Mixon, no John Ross. John Ross is on his way out the door there.
Man,
for sure.
People were talking about the Giants should bring him in, but I don't want another small wide receiver like that on the squad. And
Austin Hooper is definitely out for the Browns. Desmond Trufant at DB for Detroit is out. Green Bay Packers, no Aaron Jones. The Colts are pretty healthy. So they, like I said, they got Michael Pittman back.
What's up with the Chiefs? Is Watkins?
Sammy Watkins is out.
Yeah, I just scooped him up. I'm hoping he could give me a little late run. I'm trying to do a stack with the Chiefs with all of them. I'm trying to get all their players. I got their defense. I got Patrick Mahomes. I got Tyreek Hill. I just scooped Sammy Watkins. And I think I got one more. Nah, that's it.
Yeah, man. New England.
Trying to get Mecole Hardman.
No Devin Asasi. No Kyle Duggar on defense. No Stephon Gilmore on defense. No N'Keal Harry on offense. They are hurting. Or Dalton Keene, who's playing tight end for the Patriots right now. I have no idea. Jamison Crowder out for the Jets.
Oh, that's tough. That's his only weapon for it.
Yep. So that's your inactives and actives for the day. All right. Next up on the slate is those New York Jets 0-7 at the Bluegrass Pickers Kansas City Chiefs, who are 6-1. The Chiefs are a whopping 19.5 point favorites with an over-under of 49. Authentic.
Yo, all right. So I was like half asleep when I was taking some of these notes last night, or this morning, actually, about 2:30 in the morning. Check these stats out for Patrick Mahomes, though, on the career stats. He's 30-8, has thrown for 11,300 yards, 92 touchdowns, and 19 interceptions with a 109.1 quarterback rating. Just, dog, we might be looking at the best quarterback in the whole history of this game.
The biggest number that stands out to me is the 92-19.
92-19 touchdown interception ratio, ridiculous. And now 2020, he's got 1,900 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Completion percentage of 65.7. The boy is just balling. And I'm hoping that he can lead my fantasy team all the way to the chip because he's kind of been, honestly, it seems like he's kind of been coasting through these first 8 games, like not really balling out. I know when people have been talking about MVP candidates, he's kind of in the talk, but more people talking about Rodgers, more people talking about Russell Wilson. I even heard more people talking about Allen in Buffalo a couple weeks back, but that's kind of simmered down. So, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, clear starter this week and the rest of the season and maybe the rest of his career. The dude is just balling out. I just wanted to bring attention to that 92 and 19 touchdown interception ratio. Le'Veon Bell, I would stay away from him in this game. I think he's going to get a lighter workload this game. I don't see them just plugging him in and just giving him a bunch of carries. So put on your scouting cap and definitely see how many carries he gets in that game. I like all the Chiefs in this game. Like I was just saying, I like Tyreek Hill. Anybody want to trade me Travis Kelce? Let's get it popping. I like Edwards-Helaire. I like Mecole Hardman. I like the Chiefs defense. I mean, I like the Chiefs in this game. I'm going to go with Vegas on this. 19.5, sure. 49, sure.
I mean, that's it. Okay, look. Really, you're not supposed to ever take that sort of spread. In a national football game, you're never supposed to take 19.5. Like, you just don't. It's absolutely asinine to even think that it could be that bad. But
like, when has the best team played the worst team like this? I can't remember a matchup like this. Like, this is lopsided as it gets.
It's difficult. Look, okay. You know, you might actually get some Jets players in this game that I think are going to be some good options. Denzel Mims, rookie wide receiver.
It don't even sound right.
Denzel Mims, rookie wide receiver from the New York Jets. He is like 3,200 on DraftKings this week. I think his last 2 weeks since he's come back off the IR, he's had like he's getting the targets, between 7 and 9 targets a game, you know, which is what you want to see from a wide receiver. But if you're going to get a wide receiver for $3,200 and he's going to get you 7 to 9 targets, I mean, you can't beat that. That's an absolutely must play when it comes to, you know, daily fantasy sports like DraftKings. And then no Jamison Crowder either. So Denzel Mims is a nice pivot play for your Kansas City Chiefs stacks. Now, a lot of people, you know, we're joking about, you know, like it being that big of a blowout and the second string being it. That is something to take into consideration. Like, you know, your Chiefs might actually, they might not play the whole game, which is kind of crazy. So we'll see. But I mean, you can go anywhere you want on this. Travis Kelce is probably going to have a huge game too. So that's definitely something to be.
I didn't think about this, what David said right here. Like, what if it's just a complete blowout? And that score would look, you know, 35-3, some 35-0, something like that. And then you don't hit the over.
I'm not taking the over. I'm taking the under.
I know. He's got me wanting to renege, but I'm taking the over, man.
Taking the over?
I'm looking at like 42 to 12 or something like that. 42-10 or something like that.
So Jose Vega checking in on Facebook wants to know Carson Wentz or Lamar Jackson.
Carson Wentz is going up against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I mean, that says a lot right there. And Lamar Jackson's going up against one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the NFL right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, yeah, I think I'm going with Carson Wentz on that one.
Like, this is the only time I would ever pick Carson Wentz over Lamar Jackson. But
and he's coming off back-to-back good games, man. He had no
is.
Interceptions against the Ravens, and I think he had one against the Giants.
Ronald Jones or Giovanni Bernard full PPR?
I like that one. Neither, to be honest. But I would go Ronald Jones. But the problem is,
so many running backs.
Nah, I'm gonna go Bernard. I'll go Bernard. And I think with Ronald Jones, Fournette came back and he took about 60% of the snaps. So, you know, you're looking at his workload definitely decreasing there. So, but Bernard, man, I'll go with him.
Yeah.
Nice stash he's been rocking. I know you talked about the stash. So
I'm going to ride Giovanni Bernard too, because he actually showed you he can catch the ball out the backfield too, which is going to be important when Joe Burrow is dropping back 48 times a game. You know, so you want your running back to be able to catch the ball. And he put up some decent numbers last week.
This is a good point right here too.
Yeah, Chiefs run D. Mm-hmm. So that's where we're at. So I'm going to take I don't want to do this. It feels absolutely stupid. I'm going to take the Chiefs minus 19.5.
Do it.
And I'm going to take the under. That's where we're at. Authentic is taking the Chiefs and the over, right?
Yeah.
That's where we're at. All right.
Because if it's 19 and a half, I mean, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
The Jets should put up something.
This next game is a game that I know a lot of our viewers are interested in watching. Shout out OBX. Shout out Lucas, a couple of Dolphins fans. So the Los Angeles Rams, who are 5-2, are a 3.5-point favorite at the Miami Dolphins, who are 3-3. The over/under is 45.5. Tua Tagovailoa is making his career debut. It is Tua time. Authentic.
That was
Tell
good.
me what you got.
That was really good, man. I know we got a lot of Dolphins fans in the mix here, but I got to take the Rams in this game. And I like the Vegas line. I mean, 3.5. Yeah, I think the Rams will cover that 3.5 and 45.5. I do think we're definitely gonna get there. Mike Gesicki, he's coming off a couple bad games, but I would start him in this game. The Rams are allowing 13th most fantasy points to tight ends. And I like Darrell Henderson Jr., man, running back for the Rams. Miami's not great against the run, and he's seeing about over 50% of the snaps over there. So I like Darrell Henderson in that game, and I like the Rams in this game. Woods has been a little bit down this year. I mean, I like Jared Goff. I like what he's doing, man. I'm hoping Daniel Jones can model after him a bit, and start off a little rocky, but then, get things on pace and get the ball in out like he's been doing.
Look, this is not Simon. I'm actually playing the Dolphins in more than a few of my DraftKings lineups defense. I mean, they're really cheap. And the Rams are traveling all the way to Miami from LA for a 1:00 game. And they did get an extra hour of sleep, though, because it's daylight savings. Shout out to daylight savings. I don't know, understand it, never will, never have, but.
Man, I went to bed so late. I woke up today. I was like, I get up this early. Hell is going on? I didn't know till like 2 hours into my day that daylight savings was last night.
I came in and I was like, oh man, extra hour of sleep, and Authentic was like, that's what it was.
Yeah, I'm feeling great out here. Hey, shout out to Gervonta Davis last night with the knockout in the 6th round against Santa Cruz, man. This dude might be the GOAT of boxing. He might be the next GOAT, and this knockout was probably one of the best knockouts I've ever seen. I mean, it was Santa Cruz tried to turn up and fight back. His corner was telling him that they were going to apply the pressure in round 7 and 8. Literally after round 5, they were telling him this. He goes out round 6, tries to apply a little bit of pressure, man, and Gervonta Davis hit him with an uppercut that sent him to Mars. It was ridiculous. And when he folded, I mean, this is the first, and this is why I say it's one of the most devastating knockouts. I'll keep this short. When he got hit and fell to the ground, everyone who I was chatting with, we all thought he might have been dead. No bull. That's how bad the knockout was. He was on the floor. When I saw his chest moving and breathing, I was like, thank God this dude is not dead, because it looked like a knockout that could have killed him, man. Like I said, uppercut sent this dude to Mars. And he was a top contender, and Gervonta Davis said he wants all the smoke from all the top contenders. He wants all the belts. Congratulations to him. And for those of y'all that don't know, he's from Baltimore, Maryland. Salute Baltimore, Maryland. Me and Tim from Silversburg, Maryland. Got to salute Gervonta Davis on that.
Nice. Who's catching Tua's first touchdown pass? Gesicki.
I'll go Parker.
Devontae Parker on a 40-plus yard touchdown pass.
I'm going to say a fade route from the 6-yard line.
See, like, this is one of those sort of bets that you could make against each other on betopenly.com.
Right. Yeah,
so,
yo.
We might have to set something up where, like, we can, we'll put some bets up for, we'll do some authentic.
We should do like one
beard.
Every parlay show. We make one bet.
And then we'll see if anybody else wants to take it in the chat. That'd be dope.
I got to check them out to see, too. Like, do they give you options to bring in multiple people and things like that?
We have to look into the details, but I'm sure Lucas can give me all the real down and dirty details.
That'll be dope. Ain't nothing like new socks, man. I'm about to put them joints on tomorrow. Ain't nothing like new socks, man.
Like
cozy pair. They look like a good, thick,
the older you
too.
get, the best Christmas gifts are new socks and drawers.
Oh, it's default for me now. It's default.
That's it. That's what you need. Like, every Christmas, a good pack of drawers and socks, you're good to go, man.
Facts.
But I like this game a lot. Look, people are saying that this is a bad matchup for Tua for his first game. But, if anybody's going to be able to, sliver away from Aaron Donald, this might be the dude. So I'm looking for Tua to have a big game, actually. I'm riding a couple lineup with Tua. Hopefully he does
and
well.
I'll tell you, man, from when the Giants played them, they ain't that scary. You know, Jalen Ramsey is a risky cornerback. He's been getting beat on double moves all year. So I might take that Parker 40-yard touchdown you talking about for real. I mean, he's playing well, but he's definitely biting on double moves. And Aaron Donald, sorry. You know you overtry. You know you're trying to overcorrect.
Hard not to do it.
Aaron Donald. He didn't really, Nick Gates had a pretty good game against him, and it got a little chippy. They got into a fight. They started pushing each other, smacking face masks and all that, man. Like, yeah, I think that Miami can play well against them. And it's not a terrible matchup. It's a decent middle-of-the-road matchup. And Rams have gotten all their wins against NFC East, so we know how that goes, man. What up, Afghanistan, man? I saw you in the entertainer joint last night, man. That's what's up.
So I'm taking the Dolphins plus 3.5, and I'm taking the over 45.5. That's where I'm at. Myles Gaskin, another sneaky play to a running back for the Dolphins. He's been playing really good football. He's dirt cheap on DraftKings, so definitely somebody to look out for.
I'm going to try to actually watch that whole game. I'm going to keep that game up today. I'm not going to just red zone it because I haven't been getting enough Miami Dolphins coverage. I really want to get a gauge of how that squad looks. I know they've been getting a couple wins here and looking good under the new coach, man. So the coaching ain't a problem.
We've talked about Brian Flores, and don't forget that Brian Flores was the defensive coordinator for the Patriots when the Patriots shut down that high-powered Sean McVay offense in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
facts. Just going to throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something to take into consideration when you're looking at this game. So what you going to do? Who you taking?
Oh, I thought I already took. I took the Rams. I like Vegas's
3.5.
I like the 3.5 and I like the 45.5. Yeah.
All right. Now to the big boy game of the week. The Pittsburgh Steelers 6-0 at the Baltimore Ravens, who are 5-1, and the Ravens are favored. This morning the line was 4.5. The over/under is 46.5. This is crazy. This is going to be an interesting game.
It's at 46.5 now.
46.5 is the over/under, and Baltimore is favored by 4.5 points.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Baltimore's favored by 4.5.
I'm sure that line has changed. It's probably up to like 3.5 now, but still, they're still favored.
I don't like Baltimore favored in that game. I don't know. I mean, Pittsburgh's defense has been playing lights out, and Lamar Jackson hasn't really gotten it going, and he hasn't had to play that well for them to get wins. I mean, it's a tougher matchup for Ben Roethlisberger for sure, but Roethlisberger been balling out. Ever since that second half of that New York Giants game, he has been balling out. I like Juju Smith-Schuster too, but I don't know if he's a wide receiver 1 in this game. He caught 9 of 14 targets last week for 85 yards, no touchdowns. But he's going up against a tough defense this week. This is a game that I might stay away from, Tim. And
it looks it's nasty there right now too. This game is in Baltimore, and it's nasty. It's windy.
Running back for the Ravens, we talked about this off air real quick, is tough, man. With Dobbins, Mark Ingram, has he been ruled out yet?
He's out.
So you got Gus Edwards and you got J.K. Dobbins. I don't like Gus Edwards. I tried Gus Edwards this year for a couple weeks and just his output was just too low. I think if I'm going to go running back, I'm going to go on the other side of the ball here and go James Conner. Yeah, he's getting most of the snaps, 71% of their snaps. And he's played well since week 2. I know he was battling some injuries early on in the year. Man, give me the Steelers in this game. Yeah, give me the Steelers in this game.
Look, this is the thing. 100%. I don't need. That's why I like the spread, because I don't have to. This is a tough game to necessarily pick a winner because it could go either way.
Yeah.
This is a division matchup between two really good teams.
Steelers are still undefeated, right?
Yeah, they're the only undefeated team in the NFL, and they're 4.5-point underdogs.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Even if they're 4 right now, I'm definitely taking Pittsburgh plus 4.5. Because even if they don't win, there's no way that I'm not going to say there's no way, but I don't think that the Ravens blow them out.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, I like to think, where does the offense come from on both sides of the ball in this game? And I just feel like the Steelers might have a little bit of an advantage, especially with Mark Ingram out. He's the aggressive spearhead for that running game. Lamar Jackson would have to have a hell of a game for the Ravens to come out here and cover that. Yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh. I'm going to take the over.
I'm a little skeptical on the over, though.
I look at it like 20-something from each team,
Yeah.
Could probably get that. It might be like 24-20.
It could also be one of those classic AFC North games where it's like 17-13.
You know, I feel like a lot of those games haven't happened this year, and I don't know what it is, man.
The overs have been hitting at an astounding rate in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, you don't trust any Ravens running back. What up, Nick? How you feeling, man? Man, last year, Mark Ingram, though, that boy was getting me touchdowns, man.
All right, I'm going to take the Steelers plus 4.5, and I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take the over on 46.5 for sure. And I mean, like, Juju last week had 14 targets. So Juju, the ghost of Juju, came back. So that's definitely something to look out for, too. Claypool had an off game. I'd like to see if they can figure a way to balance the two of those guys. Juju's
going up against Marlon Humphrey this week, who per PPF has a 79.7 coverage grade. So he might struggle, you know.
Yeah, so then maybe this is a Claypool, a spot for Claypool for sure.
Yeah. Both of them, man. That's going to be a tough one. That might be another game that I keep on. What time is that game at? Is that one at 4 or 1?
That's at 1 o'clock.
That's at 1 o'clock. Yeah. So I'm going to keep my eye on that Steelers game. I want to keep my eye on that Miami Dolphins game.
Yeah, and don't forget. I think there's a lot of good matchups. It might not necessarily be like all the games are going to be like this with the Steelers and the Ravens. We have a 6-0 and a 5-1 team, but I think you have good matchups in a lot of these games. I think Tennessee, Cincinnati is a good matchup. Yeah. I think the Colts and the Lions are a good matchup.
Yeah, Browns, Raiders, solid matchup right there.
Good matchups.
It's going to be some good football. Like I feel like this is one of the first weeks where we don't have an NFC East team playing at 1 o'clock. Yeah, it's going to be some good matchups.
This is like so rare. It's crazy. So now we're going to jump into the 4 o'clock games. This is another interesting game. The Los Angeles Chargers are 2-4. They're 3.5-point favorites at the Denver Broncos, who are 2-4. Also, the over/under is 44.5. This game kicks off at 4:05. Jimmy, if you're in the chat, can I get an update on the weather in Denver? I mean, Justin Herbert is balling, right? Now, Chernock was giving me a little tug earlier because he's like, I like Joe Burrow because, you know, I got a lot of money invested in his rookie cards. I got a lot of money invested in Justin Herbert. I got some Justin Herbert autographs that, like, I've been holding on to that, you know, and for me, it's super interesting because it's like, oh, there goes McGinnis is in Denver too.
Hey, McGinnis in the building. What's up, fam?
He says it's cold. Because, you know, he's in Denver, too.
Oh, he said it's cold AF right now.
Yeah, but no rain in sight. So that's good.
That's what's up.
Look, Justin Herbert, he played football in Oregon. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's a little cold up there sometimes during the wintertime. So I think, look, Justin Herbert's going to go up there and that thing there. He's going to light it up.
He's been balling, man. Last 3 games, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a rushing touchdown. I mean, he's been on fire lately. And Keenan Allen, man. Yeah. Toss him in the lineup. He's been balling.
Stack that. Keenan Allen, stack it with Justin Herbert, and then maybe some Mike Williams or Hunter Henry to finish off your stack of Chargers, and then bring it back on the the Broncos side with either Jerry Jeudy or Noah Fant at tight end, depending on if you go with Mike Williams or Hunter Henry as your other stack for the Chargers. McGinnis wants to know, King of OC, says Herbert or Lamar coming off the bye. I'm going Herbert.
I'm going Herbert as well. Yeah,
he's definitely just slanging the rock too good right now. And I mean, like, and this is the
throw
thing.
It a lot more too.
He has been doing it against top 10 defenses.
Yeah,
he's completing, I think, 70% of his passes against top 10 defenses as a rookie.
Yeah, it's crazy. And Keenan Allen, let me tell you something surprising about him. Like, I see his fantasy numbers every week, and he balls out, right? But he's not scoring off a lot of touchdowns, which is crazy. He only has 2 touchdowns on the year, 44 catches, 481 yards, almost 11 yards per catch, though. You know, so he's balling out, but I don't know how he's getting I guess he's just getting a bunch of catches and yards every game.
He must have had like 16 catches last week or something crazy.
Yeah, that dude's been definitely balling out. He's the kind of wide receiver I want on my squad because he's tough. He goes across the middle to get those passes that a lot of wide receivers be scared to go across the middle, you know, Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, and he can go down the field and stretch the field as well and catch the deep pass too, man. And Keenan Allen's like pretty much prototype wide receiver for me right now.
I'm going to take the chart. I mean, and I like Drew Lock too. I think Drew Lock has got some talent, but
he's been up and down.
I like
Drew Lock. But Denver's offense is just not. They just can't get it going. Is Philip Lindsay going to be in this game, or is he out?
It's not official because it's a 4:00 game, so I haven't gotten a word. But as far as I know, he plans on playing. And then you got the revenge aspect. Melvin Gordon
Facts.
for the Broncos going against the Chargers, so he might be a little bit of a sneaky play.
We didn't talk about that with the Chiefs.
Le'Veon Bell, because we thought Le'Veon wasn't going to get no burn. He might get some burn at the end of the game when they up 35.
Yeah, I like Melvin Gordon in this game. I have Melvin Gordon on my fantasy as well. And a revenge game, and I think he's gonna go out here and ball out and show them, y'all shouldn't have let me go.
And I think that's
wasn't he having like contract issues with them over there first, right?
Remember, he sat out for like the first 6 weeks of the season.
Oh yeah, week. Patrick drafted him early in last draft, and I was like, bro, he's not the one this year. I'm telling you.
Oh man. So I think I'm gonna roll with the Chargers. I think I think both, Broncos got hurt early in the year, and that really set them back. I like the Chargers. They need to win some close games. Like, that's always their downfall with the Chargers. I like their coach. I think Anthony Lynn is a great coach.
Solid.
So I'm going to take the Chargers -3.5, and I'm going to take the over also. Thanks for the weather update, McGinnis.
I'll take the Chargers -3 and 44.5. I'm going to say we're not going to get there.
Been a while since we heard that.
Yeah, right.
So this next game, 4:00 slate. The Saints, 5-point favorites. They're 4-2 at the Chicago Bears, who are 5-2. It still sounds crazy to me. And the over/under is 42.5.
4 games, 20 minutes here. I guess we can knock that out.
Yeah.
42.5.
Yeah.
Saints by 4.
Yeah. 5.
I like
5
now. Okay. Yeah, I like Vegas here. I'm starting Jimmy Graham in this game. I was just telling y'all how I'm benching Evan Ingram, and I do wish he had a different quarterback over there because they've been struggling. Both them quarterbacks over there have been struggling. Nick Foles and Trubisky. But yeah, I like Jimmy Graham in this game. I kind of like David Montgomery in this game, who's been up and down, but it's like nobody else really gets carries over there. They really don't have no other running backs, unless you want to list Cordell Patterson as a running back, because he gets a couple carries every now and again. But he's only averaging 3 yards a carry, which is not really good. But if I'm struggling for a running back, I'll plug David Montgomery in this game.
I am playing him in like 2 of my season-long lineups. Yeah, and this is another name that people have been talking about is Mooney for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been talking about him. He's really cheap on DraftKings, and he might be a good option outside of Allen Robinson for the Chicago Bears.
People are really high on Allen Robinson, and I know he fills the stat sheet, but
expensive on DraftKings.
I'm not a fan, bro.
It's not a lot. In that offense it's very meh. You know what I'm saying? Glock.
What up, Glock?
I need to know what the weather's like in Cleveland. What is the weather like in Cleveland, please? Glock 30. Thank you. Listen, Alvin Kamara is going to have a ginormous, huge, crazy, insane statistical game today.
Facts.
I'm just going to throw that out there.
Even against this number 2, number 3 Chicago Bears defense?
Yeah, Khalil Mack is a little banged up. He's playing, but he's a little banged up. I just think, as long as the weather holds up, it should be interesting. I just think Kamara, that's it. That's all they have. There's nobody else.
Yeah, and Taysom Hill, man, I like the switch of pace with Taysom Hill. I think he really keeps defenses off balance and allows for Kamara to sometimes come in there and get the screen passes and things like that. And when they get in the red zone, I love when they bring Taysom Hill in the red zone. I'm a big fan of that, man. Big fan of the switch of pace.
Bruh, the wind right now in New England or Buffalo, wherever this game is being played, is insane.
Give me a mile per hour.
That looks like 40 mile per hour for sure. I mean, look at that tarp. It's
it's looking terrible.
The field goal posts are shaking.
Cam Newton leads the Patriots in rushing with 244 yards, 5 touchdowns this season.
I don't think either quarterback throws for more than 115 yards in that game. That's for sure.
Is that the same game right there? Because look, the flags aren't flying too crazy on the goalpost.
The goalpost itself is shaking.
A little bit.
Glock says it's cold here, maybe low 50s, 90% chance of rain, generally really damp. What about the wind? The wind. I need to know about the wind. Yeah, 40 mile per hour. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a long
since
story.
we were kids, Tim could not say per hour. He used to always say, I was going like 25 miles per hour. It's just never changed. Per hour.
Just like I say crowns, and some people say...
crowned is crayons.
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 Crowns. I draw with crowns. All right. So I'm taking the Saints minus the 5.
Not really windy, he says, over there in Cleveland where he's at.
Yeah. So I'll take the Saints minus 5.
21 mile per hour winds. Gusts up to 46 miles per hour in Buffalo today for the Patriots at Buffalo.
That's insane. All right. Saints minus 5, and it's tough. I'll take the over.
Saints minus 5 in the over?
Yeah.
I like the Saints minus 5, but I'll be like probably 31. I'll take the over too. I'll take the over.
All right, this is probably the biggest 4:00 game. Fantasy implications, division implications, and just good old fun football. Your San Francisco 49ers, who are 4-3, at the Seattle Seahawks, who are 5-1. The Seahawks are 3-point favorites. The over/under is 53.5. Kickoff is at 4:25. I think this game is going to be hell of exciting. I like Russell Wilson, DK. I mean, I've been telling you guys, I almost won the big bucks on that Tyler Lockett stack last week.
Oh, yeah.
And then Kyler Murray came back right at the end and dashed my hopes. I still won some good money, but not the...
Seahawks collapsed in that game. That's very unlike
It's been
them,
like
man.
that a lot this season, man. They had, their defense is not the Seattle defense that you're used to. So, but look, just players all over the field on this. Tevin Coleman's coming back.
Here.
Crowns. That's not even close. Now I'm going to take Awthentik, and I'll take the over.
No bull, yo.
I'm telling you, I'm not the only person that says crowns.
That's funny, yo.
Look, there's players all over the field in this game. A lot of people have been talking about Jimmy G. Authentic ain't about it.
Oh, look, I knew I had a stat for this, right?
Yeah, throw it out there.
He's 31st among quarterbacks in fantasy points per game. Why? Why would we start him? Why would we start that guy?
What about his last few games?
I don't know about the last few games, but I just wouldn't start him.
He's dirt cheap, too. And look, this is another look. There's a lot of sleepers in this game. I told Authentic. Authentic wants nothing to do with DJ Dallas, but I told him I'm starting him. I got a couple DJ Dallas DraftKings lineups.
He was the only running back in practice this week.
Yeah.
Can't do it. And they still got Hyde. They got Hyde over there. Oh, yo, I was thinking about that when you said crayons. You want to crown them? Then crown their asses. That's what I was thinking about. I ain't gonna lie. Since you want to bring up the famous, pressers. But yeah, I don't know, man. Is Hyde gonna play? Is that gonna take away from DJ Dallas?
I don't think Hyde plays. I think DJ Dallas is your man today.
Man, man. When I see it, I'll believe it. I think that the Seahawks tight ends is where you want to go in this one. Will Disley and Greg Olsen. Niners are allowing the 7th. Whoa, actually, maybe this is where you don't want to go with them because the Niners are allowing the 7th fewest fantasy points per game to tight ends. So that might be an interesting one there. You might want to sit those tight ends, actually. Brandon Ayuk, though. Yeah, we got to talk about him.
I'm riding Brandon Ayuk all day. He's cheap,
You
too.
told me about him in the beginning of the year, bro, when I had
him.
no idea who he was. And, yeah, that boy got wheels, man. I love the way he plays aggressive. He kind of runs like Kamara, like one of them smaller guys that when the first tackler gets there, he's trying to be rough and tough and get them tacklers off him. A little bit of Wayne Gallman in that fourth quarter last game. That kind of vibe. I like seeing people who run like that, especially a wide receiver.
Scotty Booms is chiming in, and
Booms.
He's got a signed DJ Dallas rookie card, so I know he's excited to see DJ Dallas get some burn. So Scotty Booms will be...
DJ Dallas.
Yeah.
What club he's spinning at?
He's spinning at Love. So Scotty Booms will be back with us tonight. If you guys didn't know, tonight we are going to be live
tonight
at 8 o'clock.
I like that.
Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, NFC
like you're holding
East
a pair.
matchup. It's going down. I'm excited. So, if you guys haven't been tuning in for our live play-by-play reactions, we've been doing a few of these NFC East matchups. So the Cowboys and the Eagles are playing each other. Neither one of us have a dog in a fight, but we would like to see Dallas win because that helps both the Giants and the Redskins. And it is DiNucci in his Gucci flip-flops with the start at quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. So we going to see So yes, Scotty Booms will be back with us for that game. So look, there's players all over the field. Ayuk,
I
Bourne is
can
somebody to look
vouch for this too. Scotty definitely did pay for the interception, y'all. He did. He paid.
So
he's an honest man. He's an honest man.
Russell Wilson, stack him. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, bring it back with Ayuk. Tevin Coleman's back. Who's going to get the carries for the San Francisco 49ers? That's another big question. Is it going to be McKissick? I mean, not McKissick. McKinnon. Is it going to be McKinnon? Is it going to be Tevin Coleman? Is it going to be the other rookie who I like, the young boy, Jermichael Hasty? We don't know.
Who was the rookie that came in, ran well, and got hurt?
Jeff Wilson. He's not a rookie, but Jeff Wilson was a guy for San Francisco.
He's out, though.
He's out.
I liked him, man. I want to see him get healthy and get to see a bigger sample size because he looked really good in that game.
So it's going to be tough to see because Jerick McKinnon, I thought was going to be all over the place last week. He got diddly squat. It was killing me.
With that reminded me of an old song when you just did that.
The diddly squat was
some Super Cat or some throwback. Yeah, I think it was some Super Cat. That's what I think it reminded me of.
Oh man! All right, so
the Super Cat joint with Shine. Tim, you remember that joint? That's what it reminded me of.
Well,
good impersonation there. I liked it. I think I'll give you a 10.
Thank you. Look, I'm gonna take the Seahawks -3. I think they bounced back after last week. I'm definitely taking the over 53.5. I think this is going to be a very exciting game.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I'm going to take Seattle in this game. I'll take the under. We not going to get there.
Not going to get there. I'm just waiting for that so I can just stamp it on the screen.
Yeah, next week we're gonna add some more graphics. I'm sick of these games not having no graphics. I thought about that before the show today. So we're gonna have some graphics for the matchups, and we're gonna have we not gonna get there graphic.
Yeah, we're not gonna get there graphic. That's what I want to see. In the middle of Little Italy.
Hey, that's a good one right there. That's a good one. That's a good one. Big pun. Big pun. Yeah. One of the only rappers I feel like who really got a classic album. There's only a few rappers to me that got classic albums. Yeah, Capital Punishment. You know where they went wrong though was with all the skits. They didn't need all the skits, but classic album for sure.
Yeah. So now we're gonna jump into these last two games. NFC East matchups.
Yeah, amazing.
So look.
Y'all look at my notes for the Bucks game. We are not getting through all of that.
You're gonna have to say that one.
Yeah, we're gonna cliff note this real quick.
We'll get through this Dallas game really fast.
Oh, I got nothing. Ben DiNucci, come on, man. I got nothing for that game.
Look, what? You never know, though. DiNucci and his Gucci might come out and throw, 3 touchdowns.
I mean, I think the biggest problem in this game is with DiNucci, CeeDee Lamb's value goes way down.
It does.
Gallup's value goes way down,
Cooper's value goes way down.
Yeah, man. And I just think offensively, the only player you could really rely on in this game for the Cowboys is probably Zeke Elliott, and who, if you have him at running back, you have to start him, even when he's not playing that well. I almost feel like you have to start him.
Clock 30 says he wants us to see relive and recount the 90s hip-hop scene on the new YouTube channel.
Oh, we got a bunch of stuff coming, Glock. Stay tuned. I promise you're going to get what you want with that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Last week we got a notebook, now graphics. It's crazy.
Yeah, dog. That's how we doing. You got to upgrade, man. You got to upgrade,
I mean, it's tough. The good thing is, when it comes to daily fantasy, you missed it. I put that up a couple minutes ago.
That's good, yo. That's good. Yeah, dog. When you up late, you get to doing a whole bunch of extra.
Look, Tua looked good in that one, man.
Yeah, that one.
When was the last time we saw a starting left-handed quarterback?
Was Kaepernick left-handed?
I was just trying to remember that. It was either Kaepernick or Vic. There's not a lot of lefties.
Oh yeah, Mike Vick. Man, Mike Vick.
Damn. I'm really excited for that.
The damn dog situation with Mike Vick was so unfortunate because remember he was the spokesman for the draft that year, man. I felt like he was like just about to really, really step it up even more. And then that happens. But yeah, Mike Vick might be the best left.
Do you think the Cowboys have a chance realistically, even though we're both cheering for the Cowboys?
I mean, not really. It's a small percentage. But I think it'll go through Zeke. It'll have to go through Zeke. That'd be the only way. Zeke got to have a big game, which then might open up some pass. I remember in the game against the Giants, they had us really off balance. And even for me watching it on TV, which is a lot easier to gauge like what plays are coming, Tim, I be calling out that draw, bro.
Yeah, you do.
I know when teams are going to run the draw. I do know that. But with the Cowboys, man, they really had the Giants off balance, man. And you couldn't tell when they were going to pass or when they were going to run the ball. And if they could get back into that kind of situation, I'll give them a chance in this game. And then hopefully Carson Wentz is doing some crazy stuff, throwing the ball a little bit wild, and you can maybe get a turnover or something like that that could keep Dallas in this game.
What up, Roldy? How you doing, brother?
Oh, I thought your feet was one of the cats coming down here.
Roldy's in the building. Appreciate you.
Roldy, what's up, fam?
Brother.
New York Giants in the building. Let's go get this W on Monday, bro.
So, look, I mean, I want the Cowboys to win. I need the Cowboys to win, but I can't take them to cover 10.5. It might be a good game. We'll see. I'm going to take the Eagles minus 10.5, which is crazy. What about that over at 43? The Dallas might not. I'm going to take the under.
I'm going to go hard on this.
I'm going to take the under. I'm going to take Philly minus 10.5, and I'm going to take the under if I had to bet. I'm
going to take the over. I'm going to take the over, and I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys.
Let's hope.
Because we need it, man. I'm trying to do some reverse stuff this week, but with this game, I'm going to just go ahead and pick the Dallas Cowboys. If they could run the rock, they got a 5% chance maybe. But, I mean, realistically, in my heart, I really think Philadelphia is going to win this game. But, I mean, you got to look at it, too, man. Philadelphia struggled against the Giants, and we gave them that game. And if the Giants aren't a great team, then Philadelphia is probably not a great team either, and the Cowboys should be able to hang.
All right, the last game of the week is the Monday night matchup. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 5-2, are 13-point favorites at the New York Football Giants.
This is the last game. Roldy, I need a score. David, I need a score real quick. I just want to see where y'all gauging this game at.
I'd like to see everybody in the chat give me a score.
Let's get a score for this
for Tampa Bay versus Football Giants.
You hear the emphasis on the Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What is everybody's prediction for this game? Look,
Zeke is bored, Roldy. I think he's just bored. He misses Dak and he's bored.
I forgot. David already gave us his score.
Oh man, that's crazy. 77. Let's get it.
My bad on that. Only the Steelers and Niners have covered the spread against the Giants this year, I believe. Interesting.
Oh, that is interesting. 28-24 Giants. 42-12 Giants, Cernak. What did Roldy say? I didn't see Roldy's. 41-16 Bucks.
Yeah.
I'm not too mad at that.
I'm assuming all these people are picking, Bucks, 42-12.
Bucks. He said I'm serious.
Kyle Key says 37-6.
Yo, let me write down that score real quick.
Which one? 77-0?
42. The 42.
Who, Roldy?
Roldy, yeah.
41-16, Roldy says.
41-16.
Simon says 42-21. Cernak 42-12.
I'm gonna find you on one of the lives after Monday night, Roldy.
Look, Glock says Giants win in an upset, 21-18.
Let's go, Glock. Let's go. Oh, man. All right, man. Well, in this game, man, I think some people you need to look out for fantasy-wise. Sterling Shepard coming off a really good game last week, coming back from his injury, playing 77% of the snaps. I think he's a good wide receiver, 2, maybe somewhere in your flex. I like Scotty Miller. I told y'all about that, coming off the 21-point game last week. He was targeted 9 times last week against the Raiders, 6 catches for 109 yards and a touchdown. I definitely like him. He is the deep down the field threat, I feel like, for Tom Brady until AB gets on his team and maybe we see some change there. Leonard Fournette at running back, definitely. And I scooped up Wayne Gallman, who I'm going to try to sneak in. What is the time deadline for lineups, Tim?
It should be 10 minutes before kickoff.
10 minutes before kickoff. So I might try to sneak Wayne Gallman into my lineup because I think he's going to get the bulk of the carries today. Devonta Freeman was coming in questionable. I don't know if he's out in this game or not. And, man, 12.5. I mean, Tom Brady been balling, and that's why that spread looks that crazy. 13 now. Man, I'll take the over in this game. I do think we're going to get there. I think the Giants are going to put up at least 20. But I think it'll result in an L. The Bucks won't cover that 12.5. I'll say it'll be close. I'm going to go 31-21 Bucks.
This is tough, man. Look, I think that this game's gonna go one of two ways. It's either gonna be a massacre or it's gonna be, the Giants surprise everybody. It's not gonna be anything in between in the middle. I'm gonna take the Giants plus 13. I think they might make it close. But look, if the Giants want to get close, you can't get near the over. Tampa Bay's defense is really good. They're really good.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that because the Giants aren't putting up over 30 a lot this year. So, I mean, if they do keep it close, they probably win the game with maybe 24 points, 28 points, something like that.
So I'm going to take the Giants plus 13, and I'm going to take the under. That's where I'm at.
This game's in New York, too.
It is. And we might touch a little bit on this game after the Eagles-Cowboys game tonight.
Ooh, Allen, I like this one right here. This is a good question from Rody.
Allen Robinson of Florida. I mean, you got to go Fulgham, right?
What you call is coming back off the injury with Philadelphia, right?
Jalen
Rieger.
Yeah, and Goddard.
But yeah,
but you're playing Dallas' defense.
Exactly. Just because it's Dallas defense, I think Fulgham is probably the better start there.
Myles Gaskin or T. Higgins, PPR.
Yo, I saw Travis Fulgham's profile picture on like NFL.com. He looks nothing like what I thought he looked like while he's wearing his helmet. He looks like an OG, bro.
Yeah.
He's got the stash and he just looks like a straight OG. I thought he was like, what was that wide receiver for Dallas? Miles Austin. I thought he was going to look like that.
What happened to him?
Injuries, man. He was good. Injuries really derailed his career, though. So what was this one, though? Miles Gaskin
or T. Higgins in a point per reception.
I like T. Higgins. I think I'll go T. Higgins with that one.
That's tough, but I think T. Higgins is getting the targets lately. And, I mean, they're going to pass the ball 60 times today in Cincinnati. I think there's no question about it. Joe Burrow throws the ball 60 times.
Yeah. Yeah,
crazy. Man. So, look, everybody. We are live again tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. We're going to be doing a play-by-play reaction for the Dallas Cowboys and Philadelphia Eagles game. Scotty Booms will be back with us, so the whole squad will be in full effect. Hopefully everybody got some good information today. We're going to try and keep growing this show. And then, before I forget, one more shout-out. Shout out to our folks at betopenly.com. Thank you for the socks.
Definitely. Much appreciated. And the colors are dope. You know, they're going to match my jersey. Benny, yes, one of the offensive linemen for the Giants does have COVID. It's Will Hernandez. They put the rest of the guys into the whole quarantine process and protocol. So he's out this week. From what I know, he's out.
Scotty Booms. Yeah, Scotty Booms will be back tonight. No worries.
Yeah, make sure y'all join us for that Sunday night game. And I think we actually might do a live play-by-play reaction for the Monday night game against the Bucs too. So check us out for both of those. So we'll definitely see y'all in a couple of hours.
Lucas says hats on the way.
That's what's up. I'm hoping it's a beanie vibe. If it's a fitted, I'll make it work too, though.
Texans can't lose this weekend.
Facts. Washington can't lose this weekend.
Always win in the bye week. But look, they talking about Kerrigan wants a trade out of Washington. News broke this morning that Kerrigan has demanded a trade, but the Washington football team won't trade him. I don't understand that. He has an expiring contract. Why wouldn't you get rid of somebody who's not playing more than 10% of the snaps, and you can get maybe a 6th round pick for Ryan Kerrigan?
Yeah, that's interesting. And then, contract year that they won't trade him. That's kind of weird. You would think that they would be the winner in that. So it's kind of, but it is Washington.
Pick one: Ryan Tannehill, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Carson Wentz, Jimmy Garoppolo. That's tough.
Okay, Jimmy Garoppolo, get him out of here. Let's see. I'd go Tom Brady. Tom Brady or Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz could light it up on the Eagles' best day. If they can play well, they're going to blow out that Dallas Cowboys team.
Carson Wentz or Ryan Tannehill for me.
Yeah.
I think Tannehill has a big game today. I think Tannehill gives you some good rushing yards, too, and some rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, he's sneaky, man.
It depends on the format in which you're playing with, but Ryan Tannehill or Carson Wentz for me. Jimmy Garoppolo is definitely sleeper guy. What's up, Marjorie? How you doing?
Oh, Marjorie in the building. What's up, Marjorie? Marjorie
Tannehill.
be coming through with the clutch stats on Twitter,
Yeah.
yo. I stay retweeting a lot of stuff that she posts, man. A lot of good
Tannehill or
stats.
Brady?
Brady. Cam or Baker?
Baker.
Baker.
Cam, look, it is bad in that game, that New England Buffalo game. The weather is horrible.
The Browns got the Raiders today.
Yeah.
And Cam's got the Bills.
In non-football playing conditions.
Yeah, I'm going Baker. But Cam might get a few rushing touchdowns today. We'll see.
Very true. But yeah, I am taking Baker. Hate to say it, but it might be a blessing Hernandez not playing because I have
Shane
a good
Lemieux.
feeling about Shane Lemieux.
Yeah, man.
Mario's son?
Mario Lemieux, son. Shane is out of Oregon, I want to say. Yeah, is Shane out of Oregon? I feel like he was on that Herbert team, maybe. Might be another one of our linemen. I might be wrong.
Aaron Rodgers throwing for 4. What are tutters? Touchdowns?
Yeah, I like that. Tutters. Tutters is good.
Is that like TDS? That's what that stands for?
Tutters.
If you were to read it. Steelers or Ravens?
Yeah,
Am I
Shane is
taking
Oregon,
a
yeah.
pick or defense? If I'm taking a pick of the game, I'm taking the Steelers to cover the spread. I don't know if I want to bet that game on the money line.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'll take the Steelers. And if we're taking defenses, I'll take the Steelers defense as well.
Well, I don't drink.
We'll go with the first one.
Yeah, we'll go with the first one. I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah, I've lately not been drinking alcohol. And I was hoping that it was going to lead to a good New York Giants season. And then by the time playoffs started rolling around, it'd be time to celebrate. Unfortunately, the way the Giants team is made up.
Last question.
Not a
Pick
good look.
one. David Johnson, Jamal Williams, Keenan Allen, A.J. Brown, Tyler Lockett, James Conner, Ronald Jones, or Adam Thielen. Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Keenan Allen.
Allen. It's all Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen.
City or Jets? Well, we both reluctantly picked Kansas. Well, I
was like, wait, City or Jets?
I reluctantly picked Kansas City because I hate picking against that crazy amount of spread.
Yeah.
19.5 points. But yeah, that's where we're going to go.
Yep, we're taking Kansas City. Tutters. I'm going to start using that. Tutters. All right, any more questions, y'all? Is that it? Y'all got any more fantasy questions? We about to wrap it up here, so y'all can get to y'all lineups. I need to get to my lineup. I need to get Evan Ingram up out of here. Phone's on 10%. You don't want that to die right before kickoff and not get your lineup in.
All right.
That's not a good look.
Shout out to everybody who checked us out today. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook,
We in Washington, D.C.,
Periscope.
Roldy.
Yeah, we are we're in D.C. We're
On
from
North Capitol.
Maryland.
On North Capitol.
Yeah, so and don't forget to check out betopenly.com. They sent us some socks. So
Yeah,
we gotta
awesome
show them some
platform.
love.
You can create your
Dope
own bets,
concept.
with people that you want to bet with, set the whole wagers, set everything. Sounds like a fantastic concept.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to checking that out, man. But definitely want to appreciate and thank everybody who came into the chat. We saw some new faces this week. I saw some familiar Giants homies in here. How it's all love when I see the Giants homies in here, man. So I'm hoping we can sneaky get ourselves a win on Monday night. Don't forget, we're going to be broadcasting later on tonight for the Sunday night game, NFC East matchup, Eagles and Cowboys. So, yeah, check us out, man. I'm going to be hopping around. I know there's going to be a lot of other people doing some live streams as well. So I'm going to have my phone right by me. I'll be in the chats. We'll be doing some play-by-play reactions, and Scotty Booms is going to join us, man. So, yeah, definitely pop in and just say what's up if you could.
Appreciate the love and support. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your football Sunday, and we'll see you guys tonight at 8 o'clock sharp.
Yes, sir.
Peace.